Apps can do a lot of cool things. You could order dinner, gamble on your favorite team, and track your health. You could even get a mortgage. One click and you can be approved. I'm not sure by who or what country they're in. You deserve more from the mortgage industry. At AnyMac Home Mortgage, we believe in the need for live human interaction during a very complex process. The kind of service and guidance which an app simply can't provide. Our customers are more than credit scores and income documents. They're individuals and families who live in and strengthen our communities. Their story is our story, and that story begins in a home. Chris Sawyer is an expert on providing superior customer service and in meeting the mortgage needs of current and future homebuyers. With over 18 years of experience in the industry, Chris is able to help customers migrate through the home buying and home financing process by using his wealth of knowledge as a well-qualified mortgage professional. And best of all, Chris is located in Cromwell, Connecticut, where he has helped hundreds of clients in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island make their dreams of homeownership a reality. Visit chrissawyer.any-mac.com. Email him at csawyer@any-mac.com or give him a call, 860-878-8730.
Chris Sawyer, NMLS number 39345, corporate NMLS number 338923. AnyMac Home Mortgage is an equal housing lender. American Neighborhood Mortgage Acceptance Company, LLC. DBA AnyMac Home Mortgage. Lo-Fi Direct. Connecticut First Mortgage Correspondent. License lender. Broker number ML 338923. Massachusetts Mortgage Lender and Mortgage Broker License number MC 338923. Rhode Island License Lender. License number 201128110L. Call for additional details.
Throwing jabs, always full send. Here we go again. Jared, Joe, and Jay's Clover Crest, top three corner man, punching in with a puncher's chance. We find a way to win. The main event, locked it in every Saturday at 10. The overhand is out of hand when it comes to fisticuffs. Slide a hand on the undercard, you'll never see the punch. Uppercut got you missing weight, feet are stepping late. Keep your guard up, feeling faint from a feint. Take a stand and eight, then retaliate. Put up your duke, stick and move, bob and weave. Don't lose hope against the ropes, there's always an escape. Never stay down. One more round, bells ringing, counter punch with your chin tucked and go down swinging. We bringing crosses with no worship, hooks with no verses, combinations with no locks. When feel the flurry of curtains, from scrub scraps to fight stats. Relax if you want the facts, cause the best combat podcast is throwing jabs.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Throwing Jabs Combat Sports Podcast. I'm Big J, joined by Joe Guire and Jared Jones, like always. It's fight day Saturday, every Saturday at 10. Here we go. But we got some big fights coming up. Spence, Ugas, that's going to be great. And also the rematch, Vicente Luque and Bilal Muhammad as well. Something fun for who you got. But first, let's recap the big UFC pay-per-view last weekend. Starting off with the upset. Aljamain Sterling takes the split decision to retain the UFC Bantamweight Championship. Joe, how did you feel about this fight?
Well, I'll tell you right now, when the fight ended, I didn't think they were going to raise Peter Yan's hand. I was hoping at that point he was going to walk out of there with a draw. It to me, I mean, I think I agree with the 48-47s for Sterling. I mean, it was a close fight. I think really most people would tell you it kind of came down to how you scored round one. We know that two judges saw that one for Sterling. Dana White felt differently. CBS Sports had it as a draw. This is a super close fight. I think the tough part, if you're Aljamain Sterling, Jared, is you've accomplished nothing with this win. People still think you're a paper champ. They still think that you haven't gone out there and really beaten anybody up. And you're a title holder. And this didn't help him. For Peter Yan, we already knew what Peter Yan was and how good he was. This was a close fight for him. This was the kind of fight you expected from Yan. But for Aljamain Sterling, it's like he's never going to – he's got to take that next step forward. He's going to knock somebody out. He's got to do something devastating in one of these fights because this is a bad look on him. And then the bitch about it afterwards when Dana said that he thought the referees had it wrong. Again, bad luck.
Oh, yeah. Is there anybody who's kind of sleepwalked into a title? So as hardcore as Sterling has, the illegal knee gave you the title. You threw the belt on the ground and cried and went home. And then this. I had Jan 3-2. I'd have been okay with a draw. It's tough to, I don't know. It's a title fight. It's a title fight, and I hate seeing Peter Yan have that knee and then have this fight. And don't you still feel like you're the champion if you go home and you're Yan? That's tough to let somebody else bring the belt home after that fight.
Yeah.
This fight could have gone either way, and I mean, this is why they say don't leave it to the judges. Stuff just like this.
Yeah, I will say I like Aljamain Sterling a lot, but I mean, really, I feel like really since that Marlon Moraes knockout, he's been a lot more tentative, which has been really to his best. Like he's going to the ground more and trying to control the fight more. But I think he does also have a little bit of that. I think he can do a little bit better on the feet, but I think he's just scared of getting put to sleep. But I mean, that's got him to where, I mean, look at how dominant he was on the ground in the second and third. And I mean, just he was great. But I think if he can just have more faith in his stand-up game, that he really lost since that knockout, in my opinion. I think he can be he can be a guy we're talking about pound for pound. He can be where we thought Peter Yan was, but yeah, I don't know, because I don't know. He's could, like you said, Jared, he just sleptwalk to a title, and now he has these 2 wins over Yan. I mean, I don't necessarily know if I know Dana had Yan winning, but are they going to make a trilogy? Or, I mean, you had TJ Dillashaw there. I mean, that's a name. Is that going to get done? What do you want to happen, Jared? Who do you see next for the Bantamweight Championship?
It sucks. This is just, it turned into one of the most exciting divisions into one of the lamest. They kind of have to rematch. I'm not especially excited about a rematch. I mean, I was excited about the first fighters. Is there anybody that's going to be as excited about the third fight as they were about the first? But this is what's there. These are the guys at the top of the division, and I say they fight a third time.
Yeah, I think no doubt about it. No doubt about it, these 2 got to fight again. Sooner than later.
I don't know. I think they could. I think they'll expedite that TJ Dillashaw fight, just because it's TJ Dillashaw.
For the money.
Yeah.
I mean, the same way they did for GSP, right? That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
A bigger money fight.
You're not wrong. But all right, let's move on to the main event.
You're probably right.
Alexander Volkanovski
And muted.
Dominates the Korean Zombie Chan Sung Jung until he ultimately finishes him in the 4th. Joe, your boy,
Am I the only one
Volkanovski.
I thought, yeah, look, I thought this would kind of went the way we thought it would go. Volkanovski, beat him up really good. And again, you want the finish. He got him in took him out in the 4th. Alexander Volkanovski, to me, I think pound for pound is probably the number 1 fighter right now in the UFC. Like, I would have a hard time believing it's anybody else. Pound for pound, Jace. This guy's there's nothing you can do to this guy to beat him. He's a machine. He has a high ring IQ. Everything that Volkanovski does and the way he does it is what you expect of a champ. There's a reason he hasn't lost in years now, and why he's been so good in the UFC. Korean Zombie's a great fighter. I know he hasn't been the same the last few years. I mentioned he was 8-6 in his last 14 fights coming into this thing against some pretty big names. But Volkanovski it doesn't matter who you throw at him. He's got the beat down ready, and he's moving on.
See, I don't know if you get I don't get that off of it was dominant, but I mean, Chan Sung Jung, he isn't like he dominated Holloway, he dominated Ortega, but I mean, to have Chan Sung Jung be that guy that says that one that puts you over the edge to say best overall pound for pound. I do love that he's talking about going up to lightweight. I think that's something that could really make him get in that top number one pound for pound. I don't know about that, but I mean, you're right. It is what it was.
I think you got to wonder how much his heart is in it too when he's just going out there and he's not really getting challenged by anybody.
That's a good point.
I mean, right? You finish a fight at featherweight, and you're already talking about moving up. I think that tells you where he's at in the head. I mean, he's destroyed this division.
It was horrible for him when Qatar beat Chikadze. I think that was the guy I kind of looked at as somebody that was going to come up and give him run, and we would have been excited about it. And I think he was the ultimate loser of that fight when Qatar beat Chikadze, because there's just not much there. He moves up. There's all kinds of opportunities for Volkanovski. He stays where he is. Yeah, he beat all those guys up.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna. If he stays at featherweight, it's gonna turn into like a bum of the month club type situation. He has some real. I mean, lightweights stacked. I mean, him against champ versus champ. Him against Charles Oliveira. That's a great fight. Him against Gaethje, Michael Chandler. Yeah, I mean, Poirier. Oh my goodness! And I mean, Volkanovski, when he was competing in rugby in Australia, he was like 200-something pounds, right? So he can gain weight and he can be athletic still gaining the weight. So I think I'm excited for that if that comes to fruition, because I think he can do very, very well. But also, I mean, I thought the same about Max Holloway, but Dustin Poirier just dominated that. So I don't know, but I'm excited because he's really done all he has to do with featherweight. You took down the featherweight GOAT twice in Max Holloway. So what else can you do?
If it was enough of a money grab to get Conor, I think that's the fight I'd want to see. I mean, you take all the politics and BS out of it. Volkanovski moves up, fights Conor McGregor. Okay, let's make it work.
Yeah. Ed just beat Conor. He would destroy Conor McGregor. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it will boost his name up to a point.
100%. If he does fight for that, people will know what we're working with when he fights a Chandler or a Gaethje.
Yeah, and I mean, it would be I'm excited, especially if he's the one talking about it. It's definitely a real possibility. So, all right, let's take a break from the fights. Let's get into something fun. Who you got? The big brain battle trivia. Joe versus Jared, 1-on-1. Let's get into it. How you guys feeling about this?
I'm always ready for a big brain battle.
Yeah. Jared, how you feeling?
I think our hands should be in plain view. Just want to make sure I'm getting a fair one.
Oh, damn. Okay.
You may have heard some things alleged at me in other competitions. And all I'll say to that is nothing's ever been proven. So.
All right. Okay. Speaking of, all right, I mean, let's get into the rules. Let's get into it. 10 rounds, 2 questions per round. 30 seconds to answer a question. If it's not answered, the other person can steal, but you'll only have 10 seconds on the steal. Person with the highest score at the end has the bigger brain. All right.
It's decided. All right.
It is decided, yes, sir. Um, and as always, this is brought to you by Clovercrest Media. Make sure you check out clovercrestmedia.com for
They're
more
very nice.
podcasts. Yeah.
They're very nice over there. Also, I don't know why we're not live on Facebook right now. I don't.
This Facebook's
Apparently,
having issues, yeah.
literally, I just got a notification. Apparently, I posted something inappropriate a year ago, and the content's no longer available. Whatever that might be. Mark Zuckerberg, you're such an idiot. You really are. I mean, really, dude, idiot.
Jeez.
Just needed to get that on the record.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Boom. Round 1, NFL. Joe, you're going first since you joined the StreamYard first.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay. So this question is for you. 30 seconds are on the clock after I start reading the question. After spending 9 seasons and becoming the all-time leading rusher for the team that drafted him, then played the final 3 seasons of his career in Atlanta and New England before retiring in the 2015 season, who is this player?
Oh, you know what? I feel like I was just talking about this dude the other day. Oh, man. Leading rusher for the team that drafted him. He played the final 3 seasons. I don't remember. I can picture his face.
Hey, no guess at all?
I'm trying to think of who it could have been. Who played for Atlanta and New England and then another team?
You got 5.
Jared got it. Did you find it on Google?
3, 2, 1.
Jackson.
First, any name?
Does it matter what the first name is? I'm giving you a last name.
There's
is it
a lot of
Jackson?
Jacksons.
It's the Jackson we're both thinking of, if it is.
Okay, all right. I can't accept that. Jared, do you have a full name for me? 10. Okay. Joe was close. Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson. How you not going to take
The
that? I couldn't think of his first name.
You need the first name. It could have been Fred Jackson. There's a lot of Jacksons, Joe.
Nobody was talking about Freddie Jackson here. Give me a break.
All right.
Man.
See, the scoring's going to come down to the first. This is going to be like Sterling versus Jan.
Okay.
A questionable first round 1, and it's going to mess it all up.
Okay. Maybe. If it comes down to that, you can have a half a point, maybe, I guess.
I'll take a quarter point even. I don't care.
Geez. Okay. All right, Jed. Similar type of question to you. After spending 11 seasons and becoming the all-time leader for rushing for the team that drafted him, and then he played his final 2 seasons of his career in New England before retiring in 2010. Who is this running back?
Oh, jeez. Wow, I'm so far off these Patriots, huh? Edgerrin
5,
James.
4, 3. That's your final answer? Nope. All right, Joe, 10 seconds on the clock now.
All-time leading rusher.
Drafted him, yeah.
I don't even remember who played for them or
5,
who they had
4,
before that. I don't know. Warwick
3,
Dunn?
2. Oh. It's Fred Taylor.
Oh,
11 seasons on the Jags, final 2 seasons with the
don't even remember Fred Taylor being in New England at all. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember Jackson being there.
Yeah. Steven Jackson.
Michael.
They just
No.
had J.C. Jackson.
Freddie
JC
Jackson.
Oh, Fred Jackson. Yeah. All right. Round 2, movies. I think these first 2 are probably the hardest 2 questions. So this one, I'm gonna give you 3 Okay. So I'm gonna give you the category of the movie, and then I'm gonna give you 3 names. The 3 actors in the movie, I'm gonna give you the names of their characters in different movies, and then you got to tell me what movie I'm talking about. It'll make sense.
Wow.
As it plays out. Joe, to you, name this sports movie based off the actors, I guess. Tyler Durden, Donnie Azov, and Peter Quill or Star-Lord.
I know what this is. The name of this movie, this is Moneyball, because Tyler Durden's Brad Pitt.
Good. Well done.
Yeah!
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Donnie
That was
Azov is Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street. Peter Quill, Star-Lord. Chris Pratt, Guardians of the Galaxy. All right. Well done, Joe. There we go. All right, Jared, to you. It's an animated movie. Ferris Bueller, Darth Vader, Alfred.
God. And so now it's the voices of those guys.
I know this one.
Oh, God. Space Jam?
You got 10 seconds. That's what you're going with, Space Jam? That's incorrect.
Is this one The Lion King? Broderick and James Earl Jones. I don't know who voices Alfred, but is it Jeremy Irons by any chance?
Yes,
if he's
it
Alfred,
is.
that would make
Right.
sense because he's Scar.
That's not a sports movie?
It's not a sports movie at all. But it's a lion movie, and he knows I like lions.
I said it was animated.
I thought it was an animated sports movie too, Jared. I didn't know.
I don't know what the Lion King has to do with anything. Moving.
Okay, I'm sorry for the confusion there, but don't worry, Jared. Still a lot of game left.
He's like, "Don't worry, Jared. I've got this rigged for you, so you'll be fine."
No, there's
No
still
sweat.
a lot of game left. Joe's up 2-0, going into round 3 UFC. Joe, question to you. Name the fighter off their most recent fights. A no contest to Mark Hunt. TKO lost to Alistair Overeem. TKO lost to Kane to lose the UFC Heavyweight Championship. And a submission win over Shane Carwin.
That was the end of his. Is that Brock Lesnar's career? Is that how his career ended?
Is that your final
I'm going to
answer?
guess Brock Lesnar. I might be wrong, but I'm confidently telling you Brock Lesnar.
It's Brock Lesnar.
Come on! Yeah, dude.
All right.
I'm on a roll here.
Bam. All right, don't worry, Jared. I think you got this one. Same thing. Name the fighters off their loss. Submission loss to Vicente Luque. TKO loss to Colby Covington. Unanimous decision loss to Gilbert Burns. And a unanimous decision loss to Kamaru Usman to lose the UFC welterweight title.
Oh, goodness.
These are their most recent UFC fights. Got 10 seconds.
Jeez. Oh, Gagey?
5, 4.
Just
Nope.
Gagey.
Joe.
I'm going to guess Tyron Woodley.
Oh.
Because he lost the belt. Yeah.
Tyron
And you left the Jake Paul stuff out just to throw us for a loop. Good stuff. 'Cause you said UFC.
I said that, yeah, UFC.
I get what's going on here. I think I understand what you're doing.
Did you want me to put the WWE stuff in for Brock Lesnar?
I'll be lost with WWE.
All right.
Better with the Lion King.
All right.
I'm good with WWE 2000 to 2003.
Yeah, 80s.
Or anything, anything like 84 to 88. You're in my
Billy
wheelhouse.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, those are, the Bushwhackers.
Oh!
Yeah.
I love Jim Duggan. Yes, sir. All right, whose question? Mine?
Yep, and it's round 4 TV.
I have one.
Joe, name the HBO show.
The Sopranos.
A retired NFL player struggles through his new career path as a financial manager of other NFL players.
I'm going to say I've never seen the show Entourage, so I'll assume that this is the weakest explanation of that show in history. No! Oh, wait, no. It's, oh, God. What's that other show? Do you know it, Jared? It's got Robert Wool in it, I think, and he's like the agent. I don't know the name of the show, though. I think I might have given you the answer if you have any idea what it is.
4,
I think it only had
3,
one word
2,
name.
1. Nothing, Joe. All right. 10 seconds to you, Jared. Or the steal.
Am I right? Is Robert Wool in it? Am I thinking of the right show?
I don't know.
Wow, I don't know without players.
5.
All-American?
4, 3. No, it is The Rock in Ballers.
Okay, no, that's not what I was thinking about. All right.
All right, Jared, to you. Name the Netflix show. A small-town quarterback returns home after years of chasing a career in football to work on his family's cattle ranch. 30 seconds.
All-American.
That's what you're going with?
Idea.
All right, that's...
I'll throw a guess. The ranch hand. Ranch hand Randy. I have no idea either. I don't know.
The movie, is this a spin-off of the movie?
No, this is
State, but
Ashton Kutcher and Sam Elliott in The Ranch.
Oh my God! I said The Ranch Hand. That's hilarious. It's called that's a real show, huh? The Ranch.
Yeah. Sam Elliott, Ashton Kutcher. Damn. All right.
Now I want to watch it because I want to see him working on a ranch. That's hilarious.
It's pretty good. But all right, round 5 snacks.
All right, I feel like I could do well here.
against it here.
All right. Just name the snack off the picture. Joe, to you. Start us off. What is that snack?
Not anything I would ever eat. That looks almost healthy. Those look like pasta sticks. Is that a pasta stick? Is that a snack? Would you eat that? I don't know what that is. I don't recognize that. Oh no, I do. Is that a churro?
That's what you go with? 5.
I'm gonna go with a churro.
That is not a churro, Joe.
I don't know what a churro is. My family makes fun of me all the time for that.
Those are veggie sticks or biscotti rolls.
Biscotti rolls. I like that. Yeah, they do kind of look like biscotti. What is that?
It is. Those are Takis. Takis.
Did you go to dinner the other night and take a photo of your plate? Is that what this is?
No.
Takis. What? Of all the snacks on the planet, you picked Takis as the snack for the game show? Okay. I'm just, as long as we're on the same page.
What's wrong with Takis, Joe?
I've never seen you eating Takis.
What's wrong with
That's not a real snack.
Yes,
Doritos, Fritos, pretzels. That's a snack.
Joe, go ask your kids what Takis are. So you're being a boomer right now.
Jared, have you ever had Takis?
They make them in little on-the-go containers called walkie-talkies. No, I've never had it.
Great marketing idea.
Okay. All right, Jared, to you.
If they ever do that, Jared, I'll probably know what they are.
All right. Jeez. All right, Joe. Jared, to you. Name this snack.
That is a those little pizza bites. Combos.
There we go, Jared, getting on the board. Combos. Damn.
I like those, actually. I knew exactly what that was. I recognized the combo immediately.
Are we like now roundabouting it to try to make it sports related with the combos?
Ah, there you go.
Okay. All right. Boom.
Next is going to be the
NBA.
categories macaroni, and the answer is elbow.
Okay, whatever. I'm not doing. Next time I'll do a pasta one just for you.
If this NBA question's got anything to do with the last 20 years in the NBA, you know I won't know the answer. So this better be a question about the 95 Knicks. That's all I'm saying.
This is
the answer better be Bill Lampier and the Pistons, or I'm out.
Name this Eastern Conference team based off their arena. The Amway Center, Joe. Who plays at the Amway Center?
Amway. I'm going to say it's the Philadelphia 76ers. It seems like an Amway thing would be a Philly thing, no?
You're going Philly?
I'm going to say Philadelphia.
Incorrect.
All right.
Jared.
Raptors?
That's your question?
That's your question?
Oh, my gosh. No, it time's out anyway. It is
Pistons.
The Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I don't know that. That's embarrassing.
Okay. All right. Name the Western Conference team, Jared, based off their arena. The Moda Center.
I think I know this one, not because of the name of it, but because of the building.
Houston Rockets.
That is incorrect. Joe?
I don't know what the Moda Center is. I've never heard of it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I probably am, but is that the arena of the Minnesota Timberwolves?
That is incorrect.
Is it Utah?
The Portland
No, I didn't know. I had no idea then.
Yeah.
These names are stupid. They're terrible names for arenas. That's why people aren't going to watch the NBA anymore.
It's the playoffs. All right.
Oh, my favorite, the flags of the world.
The flags of
There's like
the
220 countries, Jared, and we know like 6 of them. All right, let's see.
All right. Flags of the world. Joe, what flag is this?
That is the flag of the Republic of Lithuania.
Nope. Jared,
there's that mountain at the top's got to be something. Somewhere mountainous, like Afghanistan. But that's not their flag, I don't think.
Czechoslovakia.
you guys were both pretty close. Slovenia.
Oh, Slovenia.
All right, Jared, to you.
Not enough good Slovenian fighters for us to know that flag like that.
Come on, do America.
Jared, what flag's that?
Costa Rica. Oh.
Is that your final answer?
Jared, the third mark or the fourth mark over in purple, it looks like it's a goat. That looks like a goat.
You got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Costa Rica. 2. It is not Costa Rica. Joe, 10 seconds.
I'm going to say Dagestan.
Dagestan is part of Russia, so I don't. Nope. It is Croatia.
I knew it was somewhere in the Baltic region. For crying out loud. He said it all. That's part of Russia. Well, it's not. Dagestan. It's an independent country. Einstein.
All right. Not a lot of Mirko Krokop fans, huh? You couldn't
Dude,
get
every one of
Croatia?
these, I immediately try to think of the fighter like, who would be holding that flag around him? The GOAT. I was thinking when I saw the GOAT, I thought of Khabib, not because he's the greatest of all time, but I think his family were goat herders.
Okay.
I think.
All right, so college football. You ready? Name the players based off their jerseys. Joe. There you go.
The guy on the left is Colt McCoy, and the guy on the right is Baker Mayfield.
Colt McCoy and Baker Mayfield, that's what you're going with?
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
I feel like if I had more time, I could come up with this. I'm just thinking Texas and Oklahoma as best I can.
Is that
Jared?
Colt McCoy and Sam Bradford?
Ding, ding, ding. Colt McCoy and Sam Bradford. Boom.
Wow. That was Colt McCoy. I knew it. You love Colt McCoy.
Sure.
Sam Bradford. That was good.
Yeah. All right. Jared, you can make it a 1-point game with this. Name the players off their jerseys. Boom.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now I'm going to be completely embarrassed because I don't know the name of that LSU quarterback off the top of my head. Paul.
You got some time. 10 seconds.
Oh, that sucks.
5,
That's like just
4,
quarterback for him, and I
3,
don't want to give any help
2,
on the other one. No answer.
Nothing? All right, Joe, 10 seconds.
Is that Joe Burrow on the left? And on the right,
5, 4, 3.
I have no idea
2,
who that is.
1. Joe Burrow.
Joe
Jared,
Burrow.
Who did you have on the right, Jared?
That is not Beckham.
Oh, no. It's Joe Burrow and Tua Tunga.
Jeez.
What's up with number 13? Because I'm pretty sure he wore number uno, didn't he?
No.
He wore number 13?
Yeah. Yeah, at Alabama? Yeah.
All right. Do I get anything for knowing Joe Burrow or
You get another half point, I guess.
another half point?
Sure.
These half
All right.
points are really adding up.
Round 9, MLB. You're gonna name the World Series loser based off their playoff run.
Okay.
Beat the White Sox 3-1. Beat the Boston Red Sox 4-3 in the ALCS before then went on to lose in the World Series. Joe, who is this?
That team is the Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays. That's what you're going with?
Yeah.
That is correct. That's the 2008 Tampa Bay Rays.
I was trying to think of the time Boston and Tampa were in the playoffs together. Like it had to be that. So that was tough. I don't remember them beating. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, they did play the White Sox in the first round. Yeah, this is hard.
All right. Same type of question to you, Jared. Name the World Series loser. They beat Tampa Bay 3-1. Then they beat Detroit 4-2 in the ALCS. Who is this?
loser, huh?
You got 10 seconds.
Oh,
5, 4,
Yankees?
3, 2.
New York Yankees.
No, but I can't give Joe a Yankees. Joe, you got anything?
I'm going to guess the Houston Astros.
That is incorrect.
Is it the
was
Texas
close.
Rangers?
It was indeed
Ah!
2011
Oh, I
Texas
knew it.
Rangers.
My second choice was the Rangers. Okay.
All right.
Kicking myself. I should have gone with them first. You wouldn't have said the Houston Astros. That was too obvious an answer.
Yeah, and I mean that was before they were 2011. That was Houston Astros were the Houston Astros now. You know.
Okay, that was Jersey math.
Jersey math.
Tua.
I'm gonna get you. Don't worry, Joe. Alabama Tua is not on here.
All right, because we'd be starting with 13, apparently, not 1. I thought Lawrence Taylor plus Tua equaled 57. That is incorrect.
It does not.
It is 69, baby.
Yeah, very nice. All right, Jersey math to you, Joe. Here we go. Peyton Manning at Tennessee, Sidney Crosby on the Penguins, and Fernando Tatis on the Padres.
That is going to be a grand total of 73 points.
That is incorrect.
All right.
Jared?
41?
That is incorrect.
Is Sidney Crosby 60? Oh, see, 87. I would have never knew that.
16,
I had
87,
Peyton Manning
43.
down as 13 in my head, and I had Tatis as wearing jersey 4, but I think that's what his dad wore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That
All
was
right.
fun. You're going to be a real nerd to know these jersey numbers and how they add up, don't you, Jace?
Oh, I can do old football. You do 80s, 90s football, and I'll give you a person for what's Doug Flutie's draft jersey number out of the draft.
Jeez.
Deuce?
All right.
2 to the Bears. Nice.
Yeah, we should do it. We should do 80s math jersey for sure. I like that.
Yeah, you throw a number, whoever says it first.
This one's got some 80s to it, Jared, for you.
Right.
Michael Jordan in the Olympics, but then Alexander Ovechkin and TJ Watt.
$157.
157 is incorrect.
I think Michael Jordan wore number 8. I don't know who Alexander Ovechkin is.
Ovechkin?
I thought that was the Russian general leading the battle in Ukraine, so I didn't know who that was. And is TJ, why does he wear 99? So I think I'm up to about 107. Ovechkin, what's he wear? 63, something silly, 55. So I'm going to say the answer to this question is 176.
26.
You said the number, Joe, but you were way off. It's 107. Michael Jordan. Oops.
The Ovechkin wears
9. He wore number 8. And JJ Watt wears 99. TJ.
Oh, TJ Watt. Oh, got me.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Interesting. I actually said 107 at one point, didn't I? That's
You
hilarious.
yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
That Ovechkin thing really hurt. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. Is he
You
good?
don't know who Alexander Ovechkin is?
I stopped following the
Cavs?
NHL and the NBA around the turn of the century, and I haven't been back. Sorry. It's on them, not me.
That's still like I don't follow NHL at all, but I know who Alexander Ovechkin is.
Oh, what number does he wear? 8?
Yeah. I had Sidney Crosby there too. I mean,
66, Sidney Crosby? I don't know.
What do you call a paddle with a weight on one end and a floaty on the other? A Bobby Orr.
All right. That's going to wrap it up for a big brain battle. Joe?
Yeah, good run, Joe.
5
That was impressive.
2, yeah.
Well, it's like 5.75 if we're being honest. 5.75 to 2.
Yeah.
If we switch questions, he still beats me 3 to 4.5. So in the beginning, it was a little different if we had each other's questions. Toward the end, it came true anyways. So
yeah, that was fun.
Good run, brother.
All right. That was fun. Yeah. But all right, we got to get back into fights. But first, let's take a little break in here for more of our sponsors.
Come on out for a day of fun to the Cove Kids Classic presented by Clarity. Friday, May 6, 2022 at Lyman Orchards Golf Club to benefit the Cove Center for Grieving Children. Partnership opportunities are available. All proceeds from the Cove Kids Classic support the Cove's free programs. Please consider partnering with us to continue to support grieving children and teens in 2022 and beyond. For more information or questions, call Allison Gamber at 203-634-0500 or email allison@covect.org. The Cove Kids Classic takes place Friday, May 6th at Lyman Orchards Golf Club. Registration begins at 8 a.m. Shotguns start at 9 a.m. on the player course. The UFC returns to the Apex in Las Vegas for Fight Night 206, featuring a welterweight matchup in the main event between Belal Muhammad and Vicente Luque. Let's break it down. Belal Muhammad is 33 years old. He's 5'10" with his 72-inch reach and a record of 20-3 with 4 knockouts. From Chicago, Illinois, Muhammad took up wrestling in high school, and after briefly attending college, he made his MMA debut in August of 2012 with a first-round knockout. Early on, he fought for several different promotions, eventually winning the Titan FC welterweight title with a 4th-round knockout over Steve Carl. He made his UFC debut in his next fight, losing by unanimous decision to Alan Huban, but winning his first fight of the night bonus, and followed that up with a brutal ground-and-pound stoppage of Augusto Montano. In November of 2016, he suffered a devastating first-round knockout to Vicente Luque, but then went on a 4-fight winning streak, including decisions over Randy Brown, Tim Means, and Chance Recounter, before losing a decision to Jeff Neal in an all-action brawl that saw him get dropped twice. He bounced back 4 months later, defeating Chris Melander, and followed that up with his first performance of the night when he submitted Takashi Sato via rear naked choke. Dominant victories over Lyman Good and Diago Lima earned him his first headliner against Leon Edwards. However, that fight ended in controversy as an entertaining first round. Edwards poked Muhammad in the eye, rendering him unable to continue. Just 3 months later, he scored one of the most impressive wins of his career when he shut down the dangerous veteran Damian Maia, stuffing multiple takedown attempts and absolutely dominating with his technical boxing skills en route to a unanimous decision. On December 18th, 2021, he cemented his place among the best of the division when he put on another impressive performance, giving Stephen Thompson a thorough and one-sided beating, overwhelming Wonderboy with his wrestling and aggressive striking. A well-rounded and highly aggressive pressure fighter, Muhammad is excellent at cutting off the octagon, maintaining distance, and overwhelming his opponents with a solid mix of striking, wrestling, and some of the best cardio in the game. Vicente Luque is 30 years old. He's 5'11" with a 75.5-inch reach and a record of 21-7 with 11 knockouts and 8 submissions. From Westwood, New Jersey, Luque began training in karate at the age of 3, and after his parents' divorce, he moved with his mother to Brazil, where he took up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai in his teens. He made his professional debut in June of 2009 with a first-round knockout and went 7-4-1, including a first-round TKO of Thiago Santos before trying out for the Ultimate Fighter in 2014. He submitted Nathan Coy in his first fight, but was defeated by Hadir Hassan in the semifinals. He made his official UFC debut in the show's finale, where he defeated castmate Michael Graves. In his next fight, he avenged the loss to Hassan with a first-round anaconda choke, then won his next 3 by stoppage, including a first-round left hook knockout of Bilal Muhammad. In his next fight, he dropped a unanimous decision to Leon Edwards, then went on to an impressive 6-fight winning streak, which included a second-round Darce choke of the dangerous Nico Price, knockouts over Brian Barberena and Derek Krantz, and a decision over Mike Perry. In November of 2019, he dropped a unanimous decision to Stephen Thompson, but bounced back 6 months later with a third-round stoppage of Nico Price, then knocked out Randy Brown with a brutal knee to the head, followed by ground and pound. In March of 2021, he defeated former welterweight champion Tyron Woodley with a first-round Darce choke, then used the same technique 5 months later to submit UFC mainstay Michael Chiesa. One of the most well-rounded fighters in the division, Luque is an elite-level Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist who is equally as dangerous in his stand-up game, where he combines excellent technical striking skills with devastating one-punch knockout power at a rate of nearly 6 strikes per minute. Will Muhammad's relentless pressure and world-class grappling be enough to overwhelm Luque as he seeks to avenge his only knockout loss, or will the silent assassin's technical striking and thunderous power result in another dominant victory as both men inch closer to a showdown with welterweight kingpin Kamaru Usman? Tune in Saturday night to UFC Fight Night, Luque versus Muhammad 2, and let's find out.
All right. I mean, the who will get that much closer to a match with Usman and a shot at the title, Joe?
Look, in the first fight, obviously Luque had the upper hand. I think Muhammad has become a much better fighter since the first time these guys faced off. I do think that he's gonna pull this thing out tonight. I think he wins a decision. I think it goes the distance. I think Luque is gonna have moments where you think maybe he's gonna pull it off, but I think in the end it's Muhammad in 5.
Yeah, I'm taking Muhammad too. I think this is one of the most underrated guys in the UFC. I think he'll be a little more dominant than that. I love the take that he's grown a lot since their first fight. And I've said before, Muhammad, terribly, terribly underrated. Good gas tank, straightforward fighter, pressure guy, breaks guys. I have Muhammad by stoppage.
All right. I love it because I'm on the other side. I got Luque. While Muhammad has grown a lot, I think this will go the distance. I just think Luque is just a little bit more explosive. I think he will land more meaningful stuff and it will wear more on Muhammad. But I think Muhammad is at a spot where I think he will definitely take – he'll get his in. I think it will be a great, great fight. I got Luque winning the decision just because I think he gets maybe a couple knockdowns in there. But I think it will be back and forth. But I think everything you guys are saying about Muhammad, I think can be said about Luque as well. I think he's another guy who he's at the top of this welterweight division, and I think he needs to start giving a little bit more opportunities. I mean, a loss to Wonder Boy, that isn't anything. I mean, yeah, that's rough, but I mean, Wonder Boy's a Rubik's Cube in and of itself. And I mean, Luque's a beast. He's been a beast. I mean, and he's been great throughout his whole career. And I think he's someone who definitely needs to get a lot more love. I think both these guys are tremendously underrated in the scope of the UFC.
Since they fought, Luque's 10-2 in the UFC. And as you mentioned, I mean, the losses are to Steven Wonderboy Thompson and the Leon Edwards. And especially his last few fights, man, it's like a who's who. Chiesa, Woodley, Brown, Price, Mike Perry. I mean, he's been fighting the best fights he can get, and he's been winning most of them. So yeah, and the Darce chokes of Luque, he's I mean, if I'm Muhammad, dude, and the only reason I'm giving Muhammad the edge here is honestly, I just feel like I don't know what I feel like. I mean, you're talking about the number 5 versus the number 6 guy in the division here.
Yeah.
These are two really good fighters. I think you're going to get a really good fight. Outside of losing to Luque, Muhammad's only other loss was to Jeff Neal. Again, not exactly a banger, but a known commodity. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a great fight. I think it is going to go the distance, though, unless Luque chokes him out before then.
What do you call it when you strike somebody out who's sitting on the toilet? Come on, guys. We've been playing this game too long. A Luque.
Luque. Oh, good Lord. All right.
I got that. Yeah. Okay. All right. But it should be fun. But, I mean, we don't just have fun welterweight UFC fights to talk about. We have a pretty fun boxing welterweight battle, too. And let's get into that.
Unbeaten WBC and IBF welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. and WBA welterweight world champion Dennis Ugas square off in a welterweight championship unification showdown from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Let's break it down. Dennis Ugas is 35 years old. He's 5'9" with a 69-inch reach and a record of 27-4 with 12 knockouts. From Santiago de Cuba, Ugas began his amateur career at the age of 16 as a member of the Cuban national team, won gold medals at the Pan American Games and World Championships, as well as a bronze medal at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. After 6 attempts, Ugas was finally able to defect in 2010 after amassing a record of 96-9 and made his professional debut with a unanimous decision that July. He quickly went 11-0 with 5 knockouts before dropping a split decision to Johnny Garcia in 2012. He then won his next 4, including a decision over Cosme Rivera and a knockout of Aiden Hernandez before dropping 2 straight to Emmanuel Robles and Amir Imam. He bounced back with a dominant win over Jamal James. They went on a 7-fight winning streak with decisions over Thomas Dualorme and Cesar Barrionuevo and a TKO of Ray Robinson before challenging Showtime Sean Porter for the WBC welterweight title. He put up an impressive performance, managing to cut the champion in an action-packed brawl, only to lose a close split decision. He returned to the ring 2 months later, defeating Omar Figueroa by a wide unanimous decision, then stopped Mike Dallas in 7 rounds in February of 2020. 7 months later, he took on Abel Ramos, dominating the fight and pulling out a decision victory to claim the vacant WBA regular welterweight title, and 4 months later was elevated to WBA super champion after Manny Pacquiao was stripped of his title due to inactivity. On August 21st, 2021, he scored the most significant victory of his career when he took on boxing legend Manny Pacquiao, using his jab accuracy and looping right hand to keep the future Hall of Famer at bay as he won by a wide unanimous decision. Working behind a solid double jab, Ugas is atypical for a Cuban boxer, preferring to fight in a phone booth and forfeiting his reach advantage to outlast and wear down his opponents with body shots and a wild overhand right. Errol Spence Jr. is 32 years old. He's 5'10" with a 72-inch reach and a record of 27-0 with 21 knockouts. From Dallas, Texas, Spence took up boxing at a young age, winning the National Golden Gloves and 3 consecutive national championships from 2009 to 2011 before losing in the quarterfinals of the 2012 London Olympics to Andrei Zamkovoy. After amassing an amateur record of 135-12, he turned pro in November of 2012 with a 3rd-round knockout of Jonathan Garcia. He steadily rose through the rankings, going 18-0 with 15 knockouts before stopping Alejandro Barrera in 5 rounds to become the IBF's number 2 contender. After an impressive 5th-round stoppage of former junior welterweight champion Chris Algieri and a 6th-round blowout of Leonard Bundu, he was given a title shot against Kell Brook, battering the champion and dropping him in the 11th to claim the IBF welterweight title. In his first defense, he demolished WBA regular champion Lamont Peterson, thoroughly dismantling him until his corner threw in the towel. And after a one-round destruction of the hapless Carlos Ocampo, he took on four-weight champion Mikey Garcia, putting on an absolute masterclass and completely overwhelming it with combinations which severely limited his offense, as Garcia was unable to land in double-digit numbers in every round of the fight. 6 months later, he took on fellow welterweight champion Sean Porter in an exciting all-action brawl with an 11th round knockdown of Porter, making the difference as Spence walked away with a close split decision to claim the WBC belt. Shortly after the fight, he was involved in a near-fatal car accident, flipping his Ferrari and getting ejected from the vehicle. After a year layoff, he returned to the ring, scoring a dominant unanimous decision over former junior welterweight champion Danny Garcia. A highly tactical pressure fighter, Spence is a master at controlling the distance with his excellent footwork and uses a powerful jab to set up a withering body attack. Will the awkward and aggressive style of Ugas be able to neutralize Spence's offense, or will the Truth's advantage in speed and power prove to be too much as he continues to cement his legacy as one of the best pound for pound in the sport? Tune in Saturday night and let's find out.
All right, Joe. Will the rise of Earl Spence continue, or will Ugas be the wall in the way?
I think Ugas has to fight the fight of his life. You know, he got outthrown in the fight against Pacquiao. Pacquiao, fortunately, didn't land much. A couple things about Ugas. Number one, he lives in North Bergen, New Jersey. That's where my mom and my grandmother lived. And number two, I don't know if you guys know this, but your Dennis Ugas is best friends with Yankees closer Aroldis Chapman, another Cuban defector. Listen, Ugas fought his brains out against Manny Pacquiao, and while the scores indicated a beatdown, that's not really what happened. I don't think he's got enough. He's an awkward fight, Jared, and I think anybody would agree with that. Knowing that this is who you're preparing for, I assume Errol Spence Jr., who's a fantastic boxer, and really, I mean, this guy's really, you know what it is? I noticed in going through all these Spence fights, my goodness, dude, he works the body. He works the body. I mean, he'll certainly punch your face in, but as soon as you leave your body open, Errol Spence will find a way to bury into your ribs. And usually at that point is when he starts stalking you down and gets the knockout. So I like Spence in this one. I don't think this thing goes to the 10th round. I think Spence ends it somewhere around 7 keeps popping into my head. I'm going to say 7th round. I think Spence finishes this dude off and walks out with a whole bunch of belts tonight.
All right, Jared, do you agree with that?
Keep my fighter's name. Ugas has alopecia, and he doesn't punch everybody who picks on him for his eyebrows. It's something he tweeted the other day. Can you imagine if I pimp smacked everyone who said something about me not having eyebrows? Full-time job. I still want to fight Will Smith. Hey, offer's still open, Will. Haven't heard back from you, and we all know why. So sus, Errol, sus, Spence.
I like that.
Seen anything like Ugas. He's never seen anything like that. Mikey Garcia, I'm not sure what he was when Spence fought him. Danny Garcia, fast, lightning fast, not a lot of power. Won some rounds. Sean Porter, close fight, won some rounds. Kell Brook, coming into the 9th round, was winning that fight on 2 out of 3 of the judges' scorecards. Algieri, not a hard puncher, faster guy. Think about this now. Where's your straightforward, hard-punching, Ugas type guy? Is it Peterson, Algieri, Brook, maybe Porter, but he's a little smaller. Styles make fights. And this is the perfect, they made a mistake letting Ugas into this little circle before they got their big money fight. And I think this is where it happens. I'm taking the upset, that plus 425. give me that Ugas money. I don't know if he stops him, but I think he's too strong, too much pressure, and Spence just can't be pretty like Spence is in this fight. This is a lot closer than plus 425. I'm taking Ugas for the upset.
Damn. I love it, Jared. I think this is going to be a tough fight for Spence, and I think this is the most vulnerable we're going to see Spence. We've ever seen Spence in that ring, but I think he will get the decision. He will get the nod in the end, and I think we need to see that Crawford fight. I think Crawford just needs to get rid of Spence, and Spence can go fight your boy Ortiz. Ortiz can put that little feather in his cap to get
I
up
can
to the
totally
Crawford
see
level.
this weasel losing this fight to just not have to fight Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, after all that weight he dropped after the last fight. Dropped 7 pounds walking out of the stadium. That was my favorite.
I do think Ugas at minimum is going to be an absolute handful. You know, again, this isn't a fight, and you're right, Jared. How this guy's worked himself into that. Funny, he actually had a mandatory challenger he was supposed to fight, and he asked for a waiver to get it thrown out, and they wouldn't do it. And it wasn't until they couldn't agree to terms on a contract that they allowed him to fight Errol Spence Jr., which again just goes to show you what a joke boxing really is. They're like, we should try to get a unified champion. Yeah, you don't need 6 guys with 7 belts in your division.
That's a
Like, stop it. You know, you need this. There shouldn't be 4 champs in every division. It's confusing.
It's a trinket for the best guy that night.
Yep.
That's what the belts have become. A trinket for the best guy that night.
Yeah.
I hope Spence doesn't lose and blow. Dude, we've seen plenty of blown fights, including Joshua Fury. I mean, we've seen some big money fights fall by the wayside because of crap like this. Because he doesn't want to fight Terrence Crawford. You're going to go fight your Dennis Ugas. If you lose, Spence, it's over. The big money fight, over.
Gone.
You're donezo. That's how it goes.
Don't have Ugas be a Ruiz.
Oh, I'll tell you what. To me,
Usyk.
Ugas is like Ruiz personified. This guy's
more like
definitely capable of, again, at the very least, making Errol Spence look terrible tonight. At the very least, Spence wins. He looks terrible doing it.
Teofimo Lopez just had this happen to him where he was right at the top of the game and give this guy a shot. And you're making a mistake when you start picking and choosing these not big fights, but it's a boogeyman. And think about, I mean, I would take Spence in this fight 2 years ago, maybe prior to the car accident, let's say. But it just looked like the stars are aligning for Spence to have a bad night. I don't know. I'm taking Ugas here.
Let me put it like this, too. Spence hasn't had a finish in a fight since June of 2018. It's been nothing but split decisions and unanimous decisions ever since then.
Softer guys. I don't want to say Danny Garcia is soft. I'm just saying he's not the heavy puncher pressure guy that Ugas is. As close as you get to Ugas is Sean Porter, probably. And all 3 of those guys all fought each other, and those were great fights. So there's a rock, paper, scissors situation. Ugas beats Spence.
All right. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be exciting. But I'm excited. I think Spence can get it. I think it will go to the judges. I think this is a fight where come next week we're going to be talking that the judges get it right, because I think Ugas is going to make Spence look a lot more vulnerable than he has. But
I think we're going to talk about this fight no matter what happens next week.
100%.
Because, you know, that's what we do.
Yeah. But
all that suspense.
Yeah. All right, Jared. Before we close it, how are you gonna make us money?
There it is. We already covered this. Bilal Muhammad, one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC, inside the distance at plus 600. That's the puncher's chance this week. My 3-week win streak got smashed last week. I hope you guys didn't go high bits on that because I got my butt kicked last week in the boxing matches. But this one, we're taking the dog to start the new winning streak. Bilal Muhammad finishes Luque plus 600.
Damn. All right. Okay. I like it. Even though I have Luque, I like the opposite. But I mean, I'll let you run, man. But all right, that's gonna do it for the fights, and that's gonna do it for throwing jabs. Big shout out and thanks to Chris Sawyer, Annie Mac Mortgage, and Cove Kids Classic. Make sure you go check that out. May 6th, Lyman Orchards Golf Course. Come say hello. Come play some golf. For a good cause, right, Joe?
A great cause. The Cove Center for Grieving Children, a free program for kids dealing with grief in their life, whether it's the loss of a parent, a sibling, grandparent. It's all free services. This is their fundraiser, so we want to make them a lot of money. I'm also talking to the director this week, so we'll have some updated information as far as you already know you're getting 2 meals and all sorts of other goodies. We're going to be talking about what sort of raffle prizes. I'll have that info for you next week. I got to tell you, my friend Allison always does well. Like, there's got to be a trip to Yankee Stadium, I'm going to guess. All right? I mean, some seriously good prizes. And again, this guy, why not?
Oh, yeah.
You can think of better things you could do on a Friday than hang out with me.
Yeah. But, yeah. All right. That's going to do it for Throwing Jabs today. For myself, Big Jace, Joe Aguirre, Jared Jones. Enjoy the fights tonight, and we'll see you next week to recap them and preview even more. So take care, everyone.
Throwing jabs, always full send. Here we go again. Jared, Joe, and Jay's Clover Crest, top 3 corner man, punching in with a puncher's chance. We find a way to win. The main event, locked it in every Saturday at 10. The overhand is out of hand when it comes to fisticuffs. Slide a hand on the undercard, you'll never see the punch. Uppercut got you missing weight, feet are stepping late. Keep your guard up, feeling faint from a feint. Take a stand and eight, then retaliate. Put up your duke, stick and move, bob and weave. Don't lose hope against the ropes, there's always an escape. Never stay down. One more round, bells ringing, counter punch with your chin tucked and go down swinging. We bringing crosses with no worship, hooks with no verses, combinations with no locks. When you feel the flurry, it's curtains. From scrub scraps to fight stats, relax if you want the facts, cause the best combat podcast is Throwing Jabs.
Hello, my name is Joe Aguirre. I'm the president of Clovercrest Media Group. And here at CMG, we have a wide variety of podcasts, including sports shows like Keys to the City, The Roll Call, Throwing Jabs, All 4 Downs, and Jawing About the G-Men. And great true crime shows like Sticky Week, Crimes and Consequences, Ivy League Murders, and Bird, the unsolved murder of David Eichmann. You can find all these podcasts and so much more by visiting clovercrestmedia.com.